Olisha letae, Marele Olisha le bamina, Ayi masa ipoto le bamina, Aye, Mwele le bamina, Salina goye.
Good morning, beloved. Before you scroll, before you move, before you give this world one piece of your energy, let's speak life over you. Close your eyes if you can, take a deep breath, and repeat after me. I am awake, I am alive, I am anointed. Today I walk in divine protection. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No plot against my peace will succeed. No energy sent to harm me will reach me. I am covered by my ancestors. I am guided by the Most High. I am surrounded by angels seen and unseen. Today, I choose healing over chaos. I choose peace over panic. I choose faith over fear. I release everyone who walked away. I release every opportunity that passed me by. I release every version of myself that no longer serves my future. Today is not about what I lost. Today is about what I'm becoming. I speak abundance over my finances, overflow over my home, clarity over my mind, strength over my body, joy over my spirit. I am not tired, I am being refined. I am not broken, I am being rebuilt. I am not stuck, I am being prepared. Every door that closed, it wasn't rejection. It was protection. Every person who left, they made room for my elevation. Every delay, it was divine timing preparing me for what I couldn't handle yesterday, but I'm ready for today. So today, I stand tall. I speak boldly. I move intentionally. I love fiercely. I protect my peace violently. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, and everything I need is already on its way to me. I don't beg, I don't chase, I don't shrink, I align. And what's mine finds me. This is my day, this is my season, this is my breakthrough. And so it is. Amen, Ashe, and so it is. Now go be the answer to someone's prayer today, beloved, because that's who you are. If you felt this, comment Amen below. Follow me for daily truth. Save this and speak it every morning. Share it with someone who needs this today. You are powerful. You are protected. You are purposed. Now go live like it.
Ready water, salandam vizeu, paletuna iri khamsado, sakhabi mo takure, nuire, sayag mo ileru aduna.
What is it called?
You know what's funny? The way people treated you before they realized you were protected. They thought they could lie on your name, spread rumors, block your blessings, sabotage your peace, and get away with it. They really thought that. But what they didn't know is that you're not regular. You're chosen. And chosen people don't fight their own battles. God does it for them. So while they were busy plotting, God was busy promoting you. While they were tearing you down in private, God was building you up in public. While they were closing doors, God was opening windows. And now they're watching you win. And they're confused. Wait, I tried to destroy them. Why are they thriving? Because, beloved, when you mess with someone under divine protection, you don't just lose. You lose everything you were trying to protect by hurting them in the first place. That job they got you fired from? You got a better one with better pay. That relationship they ruined saved you from wasting more years. That friendship they poisoned made room for your real tribe. They thought they were attacking you, that they were actually positioning you. And here's the funniest part. They can't figure out why their life started falling apart the moment they came for yours. That's not karma, beloved. That's coverage. God said, "Touch not my anointed." And they touched anyway. Now they're out here losing sleep, losing peace, losing the very things they were jealous of you for having. Meanwhile, you're over here like, "I didn't even have to clap back. God did it for me." So to everyone who mistreated you, lied on you, betrayed you, blocked you, envied you, thank you. Because every attack was actually an assignment to push you into your next level. And to my chosen ones watching this, stop worrying about who's against you. If God is for you, it literally doesn't matter. They can plot all they want. God laughs at their plans. You're untouchable. You're unstoppable. You're protected. And the ones who tried to break you, they're about to learn the hard way that you don't come for God's favorites and walk away unscathed. Watch what happens next. It's about to be biblical. Comment, "Protected," if you've watched your enemies fall while you rose. Follow me, because I'll keep reminding you who you are. Share this with a chosen one who needs to know they're covered. They tried to break you, but God said, "Not this one."
Papa legba se golwa, se vele nasiso. Papa legba se golwa, se vele nasiso. Groshi me bare mwe. Papa legba se golwa, yeah.
So, hey, they're starting the thing. I'll hit you back later, okay? Okay, man. All right, peace.
Papa Legba, ouvri barrière pour moi.
Honor and respect, honor and respect, honor and respect. Divine all blessed greetings and salutations. It is another edition of Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Voodoo Secrets and Recipes. Brought to you by, powered, promoted, sponsored, supported, produced by NOIVD, New Orleans International Voodoo Day. Become a part of something extraordinary. New Orleans International Voodoo Day is not just an event. It's a movement that celebrates culture, fosters education, and connects people from around the globe. By sponsoring this event, you're supporting a tax-deductible cause that preserves heritage, uplifts art and education, and fosters healing within the community and beyond. And we're certainly thankful for your continued support and participation in this 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday evening podcast. Thank you so much for showing up and being present with us in the live chat. Thank you so much, Lateria, for coming through. Greetings and salutations to you and yours. S. Marie, thank you so much for coming through. Ganji, we certainly do appreciate you and yours, and all of you all who are listening now with us in our listening and viewing audience. We are certainly thankful and appreciative. And I will be unmuting my beloved co-host momentarily, the beloved Queen Mother, Beyonce Johnson Plessy, a initiated member of the Source, as well as a committed member of our NOIVD team. The beloved Queen Mother, Sister Toni Martinez, community activist, community mother. We certainly do appreciate your continued support. Our beloved Tyson Horn, my godson, also our initiated member of the Source, as well as our executive producer for Respect the Voodoo, Elder Reggie. We identify as Green Soap on this platform, the leader and founder of Shrine of the White Cloth, a committed member of co-administrator of NOIVD, and my first priest, Black Hawk Voodoo Wild Man, armor bearer, Brother Joshua Nylan Tanner, committed member of our administrative team, NOIVD, and a initiated member of the Source. I certainly appreciate you for coming in and certainly giving up your time to be present. Tonight, we're going to talk about our event for tomorrow evening, and I'm going to just attempt to give it a little context, if you will, and then invite you all to come into the conversation. In 2025, the bonfires on the levee remain one of South Louisiana's most iconic Christmas traditions. Centered primarily in St. James Parish, specifically the towns of Luxor, Gramercy, and Paulina, the practice involves lighting massive wooden pyres along the Mississippi River on Christmas Eve. The exact origin is debated, but historians generally trace it back to French and German settlers in the early 1700s. One theory suggests it as a navigational tool. The fires were used as signals to guide riverboats safely along the Mississippi. Another theory is midnight mass. Another common historical belief is that they lit the dark, often foggy path for parishioners traveling by boat or carriage to Christmas Eve midnight mass. And then there are the settler traditions. It may have also evolved from old European winter solstice celebrations brought over by immigrants. One legend involves Papa Noel. The most popular modern legend, especially among children, is that the bonfires light the way for Papa Noel, the Cajun Santa Claus. In local folklore, Papa Noel travels down the foggy Mississippi River in a pirogue, a traditional Cajun boat, pulled by 8 alligators rather than reindeer. And the fires ensure he doesn't miss the homes of nice children. Building these structures is a multi-generational community effort that begins weeks after Thanksgiving. Traditional bonfires are 15 to 20 foot tall wooden pyramids or cones, and they are typically built with willow or other dried hardwood, often filled with cane reed, to create a festive pop and sparkle when burning. In recent decades, builders have created elaborate non-traditional shapes. Groups like Blood, Sweat, and Bonfires, for example, are known for building massive sculptures of alligators, crawfish, steamboats, and even Rudolph the red-nosed deer. In 2025, for safety and environmental reasons, structures are limited to 15 feet in height. Materials like tires or plastic are strictly forbidden. And on Christmas Eve at approximately 7 p.m., the bonfires are set ablaze simultaneously across miles of the levee. Families host open houses along River Road, often sharing large pots of gumbo, jambalaya, local sweets with neighbors and visitors. And for those who cannot visit on Christmas Eve, the town of Luxor hosts a multi-day festival in mid-December featuring similar, smaller bonfire lightings, music, and carnival rides. And again, we get the notion of French and Germanic traditions bringing this practice to Louisiana and to the so-called New World. We might even compare it to Yule or Yuletide, which is an ancient Germanic and Norse midwinter festival celebrating the winter solstice, marking the rebirth of the sun and the return of longer days. Observed today by modern pagans and Wiccans with traditions like feasting, burning a Yule log, decorating with evergreens and gift giving, and honoring ancestors, while the term also describes Christmas in some North European languages. Norse Germanic roots, the word Norse or Old Norse Jol, referring to the midwinter fest, celebrating the wheel of the year, turning back towards the sun. And historically, it was a multi-day festival, sometimes 3 to 12 nights during the darkest part of winter, featuring fire, feasting, and potentially sacrifices, according to the Wikipedia, Britannica, and History.com. Viking King Hakon the First merged Norse Yule with Christmas in the 10th century, leading to the term Yule becoming synonymous with Christmas in many languages. Observed around winter solstice, it is often a very popular pagan and Wiccan celebratory day, as it ends the darkness and the beginning of light. It is a theme around rebirth, new beginnings, reflection, family, community, honoring ancestors, and spiritual renewal. Activities include decorating evergreens, holly, mistletoe, wreaths, and certainly the Yule trees, burning a large log for days or smaller ones as decor and gifts, celebrating with food and exchanging gifts, spiritual practices honoring Odin and Thor, the gods of the Norse, Mother Night honoring female ancestors, and the wild hunt. The tradition involved a large log burned for 12 days, symbolizing warmth and light, the evergreens representing life enduring the winter, and often colors white, green, red, gold, and silver. And the Yule goat, we can't forget the Juckbalken, a straw goat possibly linked to Thor's goats. And in 2025, the relationship between Christmas and Yule is viewed by historians and religious scholars as a complex blend of cultural exchange rather than a simple rebranding. While they are distinct holidays with separate origins, Christmas has historically absorbed many Yule traditions, and the terms are now often interchangeably in some regions. Yule is, again, an ancient Germanic and Norse winter solstice festival that predates Christianity. Christmas is a Christian holiday established to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ, which officially celebrates on December 25th, documented as early as the 4th century. In the 10th century, King Haakon, the god of Norway, legally mandated that Yule be celebrated at the same time as Christmas to facilitate the Christianization of his kingdom. And in several Northern European languages, Yule, or its cognates like jewel in Swedish and jul in Icelandic, remains the standard word for Christmas. Many modern Christmas customs originated in and were heavily influenced by Yule rituals. And again, originally a massive log or a whole tree burned for 3 to 12 days to symbolize the return of the sun. It has evolved into the decorative Yule log and the boucher de Noël cake. And using holy mistletoe wreaths were ancient pagan practices symbolizing life, hope during the winter months. And we invite our co-host to please come on into the conversation, share your knowledge, wisdom, experience, if any, with the concept of Yule, with the tradition of burning the pyre burning on the levees Christmas Eve, and certainly your magical connections to Christmas. So please do come on in, beloved Bianca Johnson Plessy, Sister Toni Val Martinez, Brother Tyson Horn, Elder Reggie Green Soap, and Brother Joshua Niles Tanner. How y'all doing this holiday evening?
How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
All of those myths or legends associated with the bonfires, they all seem like they could be true. For somebody, they all seem like, okay, I can see that happening. Of course, except for Papa Noel with the alligators, but it's for children. And it would be foggy and there's no light. Anybody been in the swamp know it's very dark. But a lot of those people have been building those bonfires for decades. And the one you mentioned, Blood, Sweat, and Bonfires, this year was the first year that, well, their theme is two ducks this year. And their sons are like 10 and 12. They couldn't work on the big ducks, so they were given the baby duck to make. So this is how they pass it on to the next generation. They have them build one that's in their size range to go along with the larger one, like the mama duck, the daddy duck, and the baby duck. So I think it's real cool. I have never been to any because they way out in other parishes and stuff, but I've watched them and they real cool. What about you, Sister Bianca? You ever did the bonfires before?
Yes, how's everyone doing out there this evening? I haven't been to one out here, and I know like you guys just mentioned that they have one tomorrow. So I would love to come out to that one for tomorrow to be present to see how that goes. I only been to one in my life, and that was like one in Michigan, but it wasn't, I'm not for sure if they're the same. I just know the one in Michigan, they did it like around this time in the winter time. And they did it for like release. So it's like everyone go around and they'll bring like piece of paper or whatever that they want to bring. If it's like something that they held on to for so long, someone that passed away, a piece of item, and they want to release and let go to move forward in life. I know that a lot of people will bring some of those things and they use it as a release, like a release and renewal. Some people will release pain and anger or whatever it is that they want to let go. And I know that a lot of people go around and use that as a release and renewal and refreshing into something new.
What about you, Elder Reggie?
Good evening, everyone. Sister Toni, Sister Bianca, Divine Prince, Brother Joshua, and Brother Horn. I've been to the River Parish. It was some years ago, but on the New Orleans Fire Department, we do one also. We build it. It's always in Algiers, and I had to work that one a lot of times. And so, but what we would use, the way we done it, we had the community to bring like wood and things of that nature, more like a community type feel to it. And some of the carpenters on the fire department will build, and they try to use designs such as different little things to give it a theme. And those are the ones that I'm more familiar with as of recent time. But I know the history of the bonfire. Yes, I do. That's about it.
Yeah, because before they was just tall bonfires, teepee shape, the old ones. And then they start making the designs, the different animals.
Yes. Like, right, if I could, I just done a quick Google on it because I know we did them. It says right quick, please. Algiers Holy Bonfire in Concert. Though the tradition began in the river parishes, there's a celebration in New Orleans every December that kicks off the holiday season. Hop on the ferry and cross the Mississippi from the French Quarter over to Algiers Point. Each December, this quaint community hosts their own event celebrating the time-honored Louisiana tradition with performance from local groups, food, drinks, and art vendors, and the lighting of the bonfire, which structures vary from year to year. And I used to have direct hand in that because I used to help them build it. And that's what I'm speaking to. But the ones in the river parishes, I have been to those, and it's a beautiful event. You just go out there and you enjoy the moment.
Yeah, it seems like it's really enjoyable. Brother Joshua, you ever attended any of them?
Good evening, everybody. I've never actually attended any of these bonfires. I've been around where I've seen, like, driven past them, but never really like sat down and personally experienced them. I've seen them lit on the levees, but I've never attended them. The fire has a different relationship with me in terms of the fire and with other ceremonial traditions, but not so much with Christmas and that alignment. But I understand from what I've heard that they utilize it like how Sister Bianca said, and Brother Elder Reggie was speaking of, like how it's kind of tied to the new year, letting go whatever it's old from this year to bring whatever they either write things or they throw things into the fire that they want to release and let go from this year to move on from into the new year, and or either just pay homage to and respect to, and pray and whatever spiritual things they do there. I just haven't experienced it enough to really speak upon it, but I've seen it, but just never really witnessed it.
What about you, Brother Horn?
Sister Val, no, I haven't. I have never attended, and this is actually my first time learning about it. And just listening to everyone's responses, I'm just wondering, being in New Orleans, in Louisiana in general, is this something like, is this like a cultural thing where it's like, okay, they do that over there, but we don't, we don't partake, or is it like, is it a welcomed event that y'all know of, or? But I mean, I guess I'm asking just out of ignorance because I'm just now reading about it myself, but I didn't know if it was just like a cultural thing where, maybe different cultures within the different parishes may be like, okay, this is what we do over here. What do y'all do over there? It's just sort of like how on Mardi Gras, you might have different neighborhoods or different areas or different groups do different things, but it's more, you know, like what happens in Treme on Mardi Gras is different than what'll happen on Bourbon Street. You know what I'm saying? So is it something like that?
Well, it's certainly cultural. As I stated, it was brought here by the French and the Germans. So it certainly has a cultural, regional even element to it. You might not find it too far outside of time and history beyond Germanic communities, or the like. I will say, however, beyond just the bonfires, there are many aspects of the tradition that many of us are familiar with. We always had a live tree. We had that gold medal tree back in the 70s with the rotating light. But beyond that, and certainly once I knew better, we always had live trees. And many of my memories and connections to the holidays are, the smell of the pine, the maintenance of the tree, because you have to maintain a living tree, the mistletoe and the other greenery that have sort of been absorbed into, quote unquote, holiday Christmas fare, but certainly have these Norse and Germanic and Old World ethnocultural traditions attached to it. Even the mixed nuts. I look forward to the bowl of mixed nuts every year. That was a seasonal thing that again was in association, with this practice and this tradition. Here in New Orleans, we wouldn't necessarily say it's a. I don't know. I have to be very careful now about what I'm about to say because I'm sure if we look at the various communities, i.e., the Creole communities or the free people of color communities, there certainly would be some activity that may have some relationship to the events. But today it's more a community, family tradition, and I don't believe many people are even considering the roots of the practice and the tradition to the degree that we're discussing it.
No, because the most popular thing that's put out by the news media, the weatherman, and everybody else that's reporting on it is they simplify it by saying for the kids and Papa Noel. Mm-hmm. So that's what I always knew about it. And when I got older, when, with the trees and everything, I always associated it with the Druids. And with the trees, the woods and everything, because they all things Christmas too. Mm-hmm. So, but basically in New Orleans, the story is to light the way so Santa Claus can see how to get to the houses and deliver the presents. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Very interesting.
That's basically it for us. And the reason why I think they don't do them on this side of the river is because they scared of the fire. We too close.
Sister Toni, can I speak on that? Because being a New Orleans fireman for 30 years, right, there was city ordinance that came in that you couldn't have a burning fire within the city limits. Because now when people see even a barrel fire, we getting a call, well, I'm retired now, but we would get a call and have to go extinguish that barrel of fire. Even when we done the ritual Friday night, I did a smokeless fire because there was no smoke residue given off. People smell smoke or see flames and they call in the fire department. And so we have all these ordinances in. That's why when I read about the one the New Orleans Fire Department done this year, December the 7th, it is a control fire. We set up a tall bonfire. They have the fire trucks with the fire hose right there on the ready. And it's done on Algiers Point, where basically the slaves used to be housed at. In that same location is where they build this bonfire. And once again, it meets city ordinance because the fire trucks are there. And that's why you don't have fires on this side of the river. Same thing holds for Jefferson Parish, same ordinance.
Yeah, you don't find many actual working fireplaces within city limits. They
Correct,
often
Divine
have some
Prince.
kind of inset put into it, or as I have, gel fuel fireplaces. But again, when we look at the tradition, how many people still use candles and associate candles with holiday events? Again, with all the regulations that Elder Reggie has mentioned
Mm-hmm.
in terms of fire safety and protection,
Well, we
even just the
know
use of fire has
that the
fallen
Jews do.
out of tradition. Well, the Jews certainly do, and those of us who acknowledge and honor Kwanzaa certainly do. But there was a time that you saw more candles than you saw lights, Christmas lights.
Yeah.
So industry and commercialism, and modernization also played a role. But as Elder Reggie spoke, just the cost of insurance and fire safety and regulations that got put into place in a city as old and historic as New Orleans, yeah, they take fire very seriously. Much of our town is still wood till
Yeah.
this day. My house is wood and brick, but you get that wood going, we'd have a problem. So we certainly appreciate your service, Elder Reggie, and your wisdom when it comes to fire.
Yes.
Thank you for
Fire
your service.
safety.
Yes. Thank you.
yes.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
But there certainly are
Mhm.
many layers to why some of these traditions have fallen out of awareness and knowledge. And the bonfires on the levee is just one critical focal point that has been capitalized on. It certainly has a bit of a tourist element to it. We invite everyone to come and view and
Mhm.
partake and participate. But just like Mardi Gras and Carnival, most people have really a very limited understanding of what's really going on, the root, the tradition, the history of the practice, the culture and the traditions, and why we are actually doing it. I plan to do a podcast in coming weeks. Brother Joshua and I, and perhaps Big Chief Kevin, on masking, Black masking culture, and particularly masking for Black Indians in the climate today that we are existing in pop culture, in social culture, and more specifically, social internet culture. The idea of the pretendian, the idea that we are indigenous to the land, or somehow, are native, if you will, and what our real meaning, demonstration, and symbolism is. So many of the practices, the traditions that we honor and acknowledge blindly today, we're disconnected from their root, from their power, from their sorcery, from the days of the week to the months of the year. We've lost connection to that information.
I remember during the holiday seasons, the one thing my mama did besides that aluminum tree is she put a hurricane lamp in the window and it stayed lit all night. One of the smaller ones, not the big one. And she said she had been doing that from a child, and her mama did that. And they would put it on their porch, and I asked them why. And that was like for a late night visitor, people coming in to visit the families from far away, and they could see the house. And she kept that tradition up. I mean, they was out in the woods, but she kept that tradition up all the way until she passed away with the oil lamp. Now, they might have started off with a candle, like you said, the candles before, and then it moved to oil lamps, and now we're at electric lights and digital lights. They even moving away from the electric, from the little lights hanging on there, and they gone digital with the decorations for Christmas and Halloween.
And there were
So,
certainly some hoodoo traditions with the oil lamp. I actually kept an oil lamp burning probably right up until before the pandemic. the cost of the oil just got to be outrageous. And at that time, I was still physically walking into the Walmart, but every time I would go, they'd be low or they'd be out, of the oil. So that tradition even has sort of fallen away to some degree. Keeping seasoned oil lamps.
Mm-hmm.
I have an oil lamp and I have oil because I'm from New Orleans. I don't have it in the house. Well, I do. I have one in the house and one in the shed, and I have the oil outside in the shed for it. But I guess that's a habit because I never use it. Even when the lights go out, I always grab these new plug-in lights, rechargeable lights that you can stick on the wall now and light up your room. Some of them shaped like light bulbs even. I have them stuck all everywhere. So if the lights go out and get dark, I just tap them and they come on, but I still have them and they still dear to me.
I thought it was funny.
I
You
know
talking
what
about
you
the
said
lights and
about
stuff
them
like.
oil lanterns.
I'm sorry.
No, I was
Bianca,
just
go
saying
ahead.
like about them oil lanterns. Like you were saying that they're definitely good to have because I got about 6 of them. I got 6 of them around here. Some of them are like small. Some are like little small teacup size. They got the handles on them,
Yeah.
like porcelain kind. That had like a matching set, and then some are like the big tall ones. And like you said, I have like a bunch of rows of wick. How you can put the new wicks in them and change them out.
Yes.
In the oils and stuff. The only thing that I just have an issue with is like you guys were saying, like depends on which oil you buy for the lantern. Some of the oils, when you burn it, it kind of lets off a lot of black smoke fumes. And then some of them let off a lot of like light, like a clean smoke. So sometimes it kind of becomes a little difficult of which type of oil to buy when you put it in them oil lanterns with different wicks and stuff. So
yeah, I have that whole setup too. What were you saying, Brother Horn?
No, I was just thinking it's just a novel thought because, in getting some Christmas lights, I went to Home Depot with my son, and you could buy the LED Christmas lights now, right? And but they now sell vintage lights for the vintage LED lights, so that the white, like if you want white lights, if you for decorations of decorating the tree or decorating how, you can have the lights that look more like the candle yellow color, as opposed to that bright white color that comes from some of the LED lights. And so it's funny how even with technology on everything that's going on, there's always some type of way to look back to get something that's vintage or get something that's from the old, that will resemble the old ways of doing things. And so I think that just kind of goes in hand with what the Divine Prince is talking about, even in his podcast. Is just like how we get so far away from the traditions of things, but then deep down inside we all miss those things and try to get back to them some way.
Yes. Well, we've come to the end of our show, and we won't be having one tomorrow night, will we?
No,
Prince
we
will be at
probably,
the bonfire.
yeah, we'll be at the bonfire. So we probably won't have one tomorrow. Maybe
And
even,
Christmas.
yeah, we probably won't have one Christmas night because we have a dinner. I may be here Friday, but we'll certainly be here Monday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I'll turn it over to Divine Prince to acknowledge all our viewers on our other platforms. And then Elder Reggie will tell us the advertisements and words of wisdom. And once again, thank you for your service being a fireman. I could never do it. No, and it's very few people that can do that. So thank you for your service, Elder Reggie. Divine Prince, take it away.
Happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, whatever you're celebrating and acknowledging this season. We certainly offer you and yours the most blessed health, wellness, and coming new year. Thank you to all of our Facebook listeners who are listening and participating by way of my Facebook page, Sister Toni's Facebook page, Elder Reggie's Shrine of the White Cloth group, as well as any link that might be placed in a Facebook profile, group, Facebook page, etc. We thank you so much for our international audience that is listening by way of Instagram. I'm sorry, by way of LinkedIn. We certainly appreciate you and yours. Thank you to our YouTube audience, our Twitter X audience, and we're certainly appreciative of our Instagram audience. Oluwal Fokolade, we certainly appreciate you for coming through. Aburu Aboye, Ty J99, thank you for coming through. Sporty Shorty 1234. Geechee Conjure, peace and blessings to you and yours. Love Pazzo, thank you for coming through. Diana D. Miko, thank you for stopping through. Hair Queen Hope, much success to you and yours. Elizabeth Scale 75, we appreciate your coming through. Tiffany Combs, greetings and salutations to you and yours. And every lady's sweet dream, we appreciate you for coming through. And we invite you all to come and join us again at 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time on a platform near you or by way of our QR code at the top right link of your screen. Again, we'll be here Friday night at 9 p.m. And certainly Monday night at 9 p.m. Happy holidays.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to read our advertisements. Become part of something extraordinary. We have the Christmas Eve bonfire, which is tomorrow night, Wednesday, the bonfire on the levee. December the 24th, it's on the levee. It's in Lutcher, Louisiana. It's right outside of New Orleans, past Kenner, and we call that the River Parishes. The bonfire tomorrow night. Okay. We feed Legba at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, January the 3rd, at La Source Asnin Enfo Peristyle, and that address is 3319 Rosalie Alley, New Orleans, and that is in the Bywater area. And then we have our new moon ritual prayer and application. Ceremony will occur on the new moon, Sunday, January the 18th, 2026, at 6:30 p.m. in the Zodiac of Capricorn. That location is 710 Clewitt Street. It's a ritual spiritual warfare gathering, and they have been magnificent. Please, if you're in the local area and you could come out on that night, please do. Before I read, lest we forget, I just want to touch on just a little bit on the element of fire. We have the bonfire tomorrow night. Over the weekend, there was a fire bad in the spirit of the petro spirits. And we know fire is always here to make transformation, to bring forward something new. In Voodoo Hoodoo, in the ATRs, fire and water are one of the most two elements that's used to get things done. And I am so glad as the year ending, we are honoring the element of fire. That really, really touched my spirit in a good way. Lest we forget, the spiritual medicine of voodoo brings healing and relief from the shackles of slavery that binds the master and the slave to the same chain of social division. We continue to have work to do as we move toward 2026. Let's continue to pray. Let's continue to love each other. Let's continue to work with our elements for the good. With that, I say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Good night, everyone. We love you all, and we'll see you Monday for sure.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night and Odabo.
Please, allow me to show you something.
They say I'm crazy and that might be true. I got this white in my DNA, yet I'm coming for you. It's time we turn the tables, flip these motherfuckers on you. I wanna see you hanging from trees. It's time you pay for your dirt and your showtime. You created the monster, you created the beast. Now all this savagery you just gon' reap. I'm coming home, daddy, to the plantation, and I'm taking the lives of everybody, including the children, on some Nat Turner away. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. I met my girl Harriet at the gate. If you wanna know how she doing, yeah, she straight. But she had one question: when we gon' get up? All that talking tough, yeah, we don't walk it tough. She got it locked and loaded, got that piece up on her side. She looked me in my eyes and said, "Meet you ready to ride?" Moving forward, you gotta use both eyes. Watch your front and watch your back. Keep your hands up on your gas. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. He sit at the table, but he don't order no bacon. He greet me in those words, assalamu alaikum. Got them glasses on his face and them waves in his head. He go by the name of Detroit West. He looks me in my eye and says, "You only get one try. Know that your biggest opposition will come from the inside. I know you wanna love them all, but don't even try, because they'll smile up in your face while plotting your demise." Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down.